All right, guys, here it is. We just got done with the basics. Got some little, you know, trigger press and holster and reload, all that stuff. And now we're gonna apply all that here in the kill house, shoot house. But no live fire though, because we're gonna use the Mantis, that, you know, the AR-15 trigger discipline, all that trainer. It's a trainer for pistols and rifles. So we're gonna try that with the rifle in here and work on some footwork and angles. That's really what matters when it comes to CQC, close quarter combat. So anyways, we're gonna get in there and get going.
Let me start with this video by saying we promote proper gun handling and safety, and know that every rifle and pistol has been checked and safety checked twice. We are underneath the expert tutelage of professionals, but sometimes things do happen when we have overlapping fields of fire and we have cross coverage. So just know some non-intentional flagging may happen, but just viewer beware.
All right, so right now we're going to dry run in the shoot house. First time running this setup because normally I shoot my MCX, but this Mantis is good to go. Good soft dry run training and break in Ryan's rifle. Let's do it.
So for this, we're going to teach you the very basic fundamentals, because then you can just add on to it and then you can go from there. So like, let's say you got 3 days, you're going to get 3 days with us. You go somewhere else, you had this base, especially if you come back with us, we're just going to teach you onto that, right? So it doesn't even matter that it's super fundamental, because like I said, even at the highest level commands, they're still just doing the basics.
So there's a lot of different ways to do this. We're going to show you how we do it.
Yeah, and I'll say why we do it this way. Because like you said, sometimes when people enter rooms, they go right for the threat, right? Have you guys heard that? Sure. Which is fine, right? We've learned over the years that that could be a mud suck. And that if you don't clear your corners, you know, when you go for a threat or the woman screaming in the middle of the room is just luring you to get shot from the two dudes in the corners. So for us, and we've had all those scenarios. So for us, we clear the corners. Everybody has sections you gotta clear, and the faster you go, the more safer you are, right? So first thing we're going to talk about is the outside of a door. Like this is a hallway. So we can't fit everybody in that hallway, so we're going to talk about this is a hallway. I'm coming to this door, and number one is you're going to read the door.
In this segment, we're talking about the differences between hostage rescue and deliberate intentional room clearing. So there is a little bit of a difference when it comes to how you approach and how you do assessments in the doorway and the threshold, but just bear that in mind. There are pretty much two different ways how you can look at it.
You want to talk about high-low?
High ready, low ready?
Yep.
Okay, so there are two trains of thought, just like we said about driving and everything else. Some guys like to do high ready in the house. That's us, right? This, in my mind, is a lot more aggressive and stable than that, right? Big reason, I come through this door and I'm like this, right? Right, I open up that door and I come through it low ready. That movement right there is all shoulders. It's a lot harder to get my gun up that way.
As we talk about ready positions, threshold assessments, and how we actually overall see before we actually enter the room, there's a lot of nuances that have this proactively. So you're talking about reading the door, whether it's be a corner fed, center fed room, which side of the hinge is actually on to read how the door is going to open, whether it's opening into the room or exiting out into a hallway or corridor, along with proper pieing of the doorway and also proper ready positions. Seals normally go high port versus low ready due to the fact of this is a more intentional way of entering room versus a potential of the gun or possibly rifle getting pulled away from you during room entry. So just bear that in mind.
If I come into the high ready and he tries to grab my gun, I'm already, you know, that fighting stance we were talking about.
So I could be unknown, I could be a woman, I could be a dude, I could have a gun, I may not have a gun. He may not be able to identify what I have, but when I come out, he's got a strike, muzzle strike. Let's say, as we come up to this door, if I'm the first one, I want to go to the doorknob side, right? So I'm coming up, and then you see I already moved up over there. It's an outward opening door, so the door is going to open up to me, right? So I'm going to have the threat. So I'm going to back off. So I'm going to back off like this, and then now I'm going to let do his stuff. And okay, stop, go back. So this to not load it or anything like that, go ahead and reach for the door. Stop. This is where most people are, like this. And they're aiming at the guy's hand. So if somebody when he opens up that door, and I shoot, because I get surprised, I'm aiming at his hand. So just remember, you want to be like at chest level. So when I'm up here like this, I'm ready to go. He sees my body language. He doesn't have to, there's no talking. And then also before you open it, he's waiting for something from me. Yep. So when he checks the door, he's checking to see if it's open, and then I'm going to do a barrel wave like that, and then I move in.
A good rule of thumb, guys, is we don't want to split doors internally if we don't have to. Reason being is if Aaron's on the other side and that doorway does go hot, there's now rounds slinging through that doorway, and Aaron's stuck on the other side. He also could have been hit when those rounds start coming. Now he's bleeding out on the other side. He can't get back across. No one can get to him. It's just a bad situation. So a good rule of thumb is you don't want to split doors if you don't have to.
Along with threshold assessment comes proper pieing and knowing your angles. Knowing how to approach a doorway and moving through it fluidly is top and paramount. Also, seeing that unknown space and going straight for that corner is paramount as well. The unknown space is the most dangerous part, so if you can read it from outside the room, get as much information that you can, and then what you don't know, you proceed to push the threat.
If I could get all the way almost to that corner, there's like about 7% that I don't clear, and then I clear all of this, and then I come up to here, and let's say this room's deeper, right? And then I just go as far as I'm comfortable. If there's a threat there, like an unknown space, I may not want to go that far, but if there's not, I can do as much as I can. And also, I'm probably going to be the #1 man too, right? So I'm coming, looking, I come back. What if I saw, all right, I won't say that. And then I come back, and then now it's his turn to look. And he's looking at my body language. He knows, all right, I'm done. I'm still holding my stuff. And he comes back. Okay, now what happens if, go ahead and get to the farthest corner. Okay, if there is a wall right here, right? It's going this way. So this is going to be a corner fed room, but we don't know it because it's straight, right? So if this is a wall going right here, so all he has is a wall, and he saw the corner. So that's clear, right? So go ahead and do the motion of a wall. Okay. I don't have that, hey, what are you doing? What do you got? Why are you checking your gun up? You know, his body language tells me he has nothing, right? Like there's a wall there, and there's no threats, there's no furniture, there's no unknown. So that means when I enter, I'm not gonna go that way. I'm gonna go to the unknown spaces that I couldn't clear, right? You guys notice how slow Jim is going? The first thing you see around that corner is his gun not in. Because he's been shot at before. You know, you take that carefully. Clear.
All clear.
Along with performing all of these tasks, proper room clearing, pieing the door, knowing your angles, threshold assessment, you gotta be able to read the body language of your teammates. SEALs run a lot of nonverbal communication, so we're talking about barrel waves, barrel exchanges, and also proper footwork as you enter. It is very paramount for what they do, especially when it comes to deliberate versus hostage rescue, so we wanna show that to you.
About the scans from outside the door, right? One thing I am very, very big on in the house is only move as fast as you can process the information, right? So don't get ahead of your skis on this stuff. Don't outrun your headlights, right? Because that's how dudes get hurt, and that's how you could potentially get hurt doing this, right? So I want you to be able to do your scan and then go back to your wall, and you should be able to tell me everything that you saw in that room. Like that's the pace that we're talking about, right?
We're gonna have 2 people enter, and after you enter, you're going to go through this hallway, and then you're going to do your own entry on that side to come back out this way, and then get back in line. All right? Okay, back up 1 second. Okay, so you're going to check the doorknob. What's your name again? Jason, you're going to check the doorknob, and if it's unlocked, you're going to keep your hand on it, and then you're going to look at him And then when he's ready, he's going to give you a barrel wave. He's going to do like that, and then you're going to open it. That's his non-verbal. Yep. And so now you're like the number one.
Yep.
So now you scoot back and see how your barrel was sticking up.
Yep. I was just gonna
Yep.
come out. I could see your barrel like way right here.
Somebody could have grabbed it, right? Because he can't see everything. So now from here, you're going to start your scan. You can go as far or as little as you want. Okay. There's one thing. All right, so when you enter, you don't want to be like, by the way, sorry, I have it. You don't want to be like this, going this way, because he thinks I'm going this way, and all of a sudden I do that and go that way. Right, and plus, you may make a decision, because you never cleared that corner really, you just kind of went there. So if you want to start from this side, you just got to go into that corner. Right? So, anyways, you already went back and forth, and now you're going to enter, and just go straight for this corner. Yep. And then you end on the 10-50% off the center of the room, unless you have a threat.
Yeah. Pretend these threats aren't here.
So okay, no, but I'm saying they actually do have. Like you have a closed door and an open door.
Okay, we'll pretend they're
So
here.
two threats. So when you get done scanning, you're gonna be holding on to here, and he's gonna be holding that, or you got the better angle, so you're gonna be holding on this, and you're gonna be back here, and then at some point you're gonna do a barrel wave and all that stuff. But anyways, once you're in here and you got to this point, just say clear, all clear, and then now let them hang or whatever, and you go in that room and do it again. Okay, that was fine, except you're like leading the pack, so you don't want to give a barrel wave unless you telling him to do something like, hey, so he's waiting for you. So you scanned. Now you want to give him an opportunity to scan. If he doesn't scan for whatever reason, and he's worried or locked up, you could do another scan to see what he didn't see, and you can enter from here or whatever. But my point is, don't do a barrel wave right before you enter. What you want to do is, like, when you're ready and he did his scans or he didn't, you just enter.
Okay.
And then he's just going to go off you.
Got it.
Okay, so let's talk about our threats.
Here we go, breaking down the priorities of work. If you don't know what the priorities of work are, they are the most important things that go in a list of things. People with guns, people, open doors, unknown spaces, and then closed doors. These are a proper list of things that you need to prioritize and execute at a process that you can handle and actually process.
So we have a priority of threats. And it's got the one, of course, the highest priority is people with guns, right? Or weapons. The next one is people, because we don't know. And we got to deal with them. The next is open doors. Open spaces and open doors. Open doors and then closed doors. So closed doors are still a threat. They're just like very low priority. Sorry. Now you gotta get in there, number 2, man. Keep going.
Clear.
All clear.
What happened there, Jim?
Hey, that stuff happens.
Yeah.
So like basically he's like kind of like the primary, right? And you kind of just went in.
Okay.
I don't know who gave a barrel wave, or you kind of try to make him give a barrel.
Yeah.
So don't do a barrel wave, because
Okay.
that kind of like told
That
him like
confuses.
go. He didn't check up, but I'm saying, but the communication isn't to
Right.
do a barrel wave.
I did a barrel wave, trying to get him to do a barrel wave to give
Right.
me the door.
So
You never tell a guy to give you the door.
Right.
If he's holding on something, it might be because there's a threat in here and he wants it.
Right.
It seems like we just keep on stacking on more and more, and there are a lot of ways to cut the pie on this, no pun intended. But there also are things where if you do make room entry, as you're reading off your partner, if you're doing your threshold assessments, there may be an intermediate barrier or wall in between that. To know what to do, we've got to do the proper movements and also read off your teammates. Here you go.
All right, everyone come on in and me and Jim will actually show how this is done. Jim, don't f up in front of him.
I'll try not to. Hey, just so you know, there's some people that like splitting doors, some people that don't. I like splitting doors because you got both guys on either side, right? I like that. And if the guy's out of play, he's out of play. Neil and some other guys prefer this single side, but then on a deliberate, if we're both on this side and I'm going to do my scan, look where I end up. If I want to get more, I'm going to end up on the side anyways, right? So you end up splitting the door. So anyways, you may not want to split the door and it may just force you to do it anyways. Anyways, we got the pans down and we're going enter. So you checked up, he's checked up. I coming in. Moving.
Move.
After we make entry, and if there is an intermediate wall or barricade, there needs to be a command and a respond given, whether it be moving to call that I'm going to be moving or the person's going to be moving, and also the other man in the room will call move to give him that audio connect saying, hey, it's clear for you to move. Keep in mind, barrels are where they need to be, and also keep in mind that we are moving in a fluid motion.
Clear. All clear. And that's it. That's quick. If that was an actual door, it's X'd off. It's not. Then we'd move to that door. Clear. All clear. And then we just stack on that door without saying anything.
Clear.
All clear.
Is it?
No, no, it's not. I'm sorry.
It's a moving move call.
Moving move call. Yeah. Moving. Moving. Move.
Okay, stop. Yeah. Okay, so for you, you had nothing.
Yeah.
You have no
You don't even need to be pointing your gun. So now you're going to be in a support mode. So you're going to be up to, and you're not even going to be, like the worst thing, go ahead and put your gun. The worst thing that could happen is like this, don't move. It's like, and that's not scooting over. Yeah. This is the worst thing.
And now you start taking shots.
Right? So,
where are you going?
Yeah.
so come over here. So when you're doing this maneuver, like I'm coming up in a supporting role, and I can even just like give him a little squeeze with you. I don't have to do that, he's already moving. And I'm just supporting, I'm not in this way, right? And if somebody shoots him, that's when I step in, and then I can take him out, right?
Thank you.
But I don't want to be right next to him and take the shots either. So I'm like really supporting him like this. And I'm really just looking at him.
Right.
There's no reason for me to look over there. He's already
you
got
do a
it.
bang click.
Right.
Your gun doesn't work. You would roll forward. You would roll out this way, and Jim could roll right up.
Yeah, or the roll backwards.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a corner fed room. Like I said, if you walk through your house, a lot of the rooms in your house are corner fed rooms. It's not a hard and fast, but you need to know how to enter both of them because you're going to do things a little bit differently. So, you want to give me a hand here? And Jim, you can talk through while we walk through.
All right, stop. So do you see, go ahead and check it real quick. You see when they both came from one side, right? Which is great, because you can, if you need to, you can split the door. He could be without a doubt, there's nobody gonna be hiding behind here unless, you know, a fun circus freak. So when he scans that, then he's coming through this way, and he sees that the bulk of the room is right here, and he enters this way. Okay, and then behind him just follows suit. He could, what if went this way and everyone just go that way? He'd probably go, what the do you do that for? But he still go that way. So goes this way, and what is the first thing he clears? Corner, right? And even if there's something in the middle of the room, he clears the corner and then does his pans. Gets the short side or short stick with the wall here, but he still has to clear his corner. He can move all the way down here. This is his wall. He can go all the way down that wall. could go all the way down this wall without saying move and move. So,
After,
yeah, after, yes. And I bring that up because if there is a barricade here, like we're running on our side, this is when you can move that without saying move and move. But anyways, get back to where you guys were. All right, go ahead and get your weapons out. Do your initial scans. And this is an empty room.
Yep.
Clear. All clear. And that's it. That's how simple it is.
Okay, so for this, we're gonna start right here, and both of you are gonna be on that side of the door, okay? We're gonna learn about giving squeezes, okay?
After stacking all of these things that we're learning, one of the main things is also giving proper and intentional responses to when we're ready to move, i.e. bumping, touching the shoulder, but really what SEALs go on is that intentional motion and movement to let your buddy know what's going on, is that thigh movement, and like one of the instructors said, if you really like him, squeeze a little cheek.
So, as a number 2 man, I'm not gonna, well, okay, first off, as a number 1 man, I'm not going to make a single man room entry if I don't have to, right? If I can get a second guy to go in with me, I want that. Which means I'm not going to enter that room until someone lets me know that they're going with me, okay? Because if I just go at my own pace, I'm probably gonna make a single man room entry, right? Someone might be dealing with something down the hallway, you might not have someone behind you. As a good rule of thumb, wait for a squeeze to let you know that you have someone with you, right? Now, what we do is a very deliberate squeeze, okay? If I'm trying to stop someone from going down the hallway, right? If I'm grabbing someone by their arm, that can be misconstrued as go, right? If it's a bump or something like that, that could be misconstrued as go when that's not the intention, right? The one thing that you're not accidentally gonna do is squeeze the back of your buddy's leg, right? So, hamstring, yeah, if you wanna get a little cheek, if you like them, you know, but hamstring, right? So that is not mistaken for anything else. When I get that feeling, I know, okay, I got another guy with me, we're ready. Clear? Clear. All clear. Okay, cool. Something really good happened here.
He checked up because he had a wall.
You checked up, and I don't know why, right? You realized, hey, he's seeing this, I got a wall.
Yeah.
You checked up, you're like, oh, yeah, right? It's a non-verbal, like, cue, right? It's a pimping, like, hey, like, no, dude, you got this, go, right? So that's how we communicate in the house. That's perfect. Clear? All clear. All right. Pause. Pause. What's up? Pause. Pause. Look at that. Okay. We're not doing marksmanship training on the range, right? Okay. You're trying to get into a fight with somebody. Grab onto that gun.
Oh yeah.
This is your lifeline. Right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll get a lot into this more tomorrow, but it's like you basically want to be able to move this thing like that. Like this is mostly moving the gun. This is kind of just pulling the trigger. So
Okay.
yeah, and then you also want to be able to muzzle strike people and stuff like that.
Right.
Your penetration was a little under penetration, so maybe take another step forward. Yeah, perfect. And then you move back there. Okay. Now you guys know right where each other are.
Right.
That's why this penetration, this SOP is so critical, because you guys, without a doubt, no matter how much gunfire or how dark it is, will know where the other one is, right? And so now your field of fire is shorter. I mean, you know where you can shoot, right? And so you can take multiple threats down.
Okay, so we're going to do it again and flip spots, right? So 1 man is 2 man, 2 man is 1 man.
I'm gonna grab my.
Nice. Excellent footwork, Clay.
Clear.
All clear.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
Here we go. Everything that we've been incorporating all throughout the day thrown into its final practices and dry runs. Now, I'm not going to say this is perfect. I'm not going to say this is the end all be all because this is a progressive learning cycle, but just know that everything was corrected and we're still making small mistakes throughout. But again, we're underneath the expert tutelage of these guys and this is the result.
I'm waiting on you. I'm like,
No, yeah, look at that.
I didn't know what was in the room. I'm just like, all right, come on.
So you need to get ready. He's about to I'm clear.
Not clear.
And then we got, when you're on the door.
Oh,
No, you're good.
No,
No, you're good.
sorry.
That's his wall.
Clear. Oh, all clear.
All clear.
Yeah, I'll just call all clear.
That's fine. So we go, first scan, I'm here, checks up, he doesn't get
Right.
and I do this.
Okay.
Now we're done, right?
Oh.
We didn't say, right? We're just moving on to the next
With the other group, we were doing all
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah.
One of those.
They
I mean,
focus
you
up.
can, you could say clear and all clear, but I'm saying like what we're doing is we're
body language
we're
tells
showing,
you.
like he tells me he doesn't have anything.
It's just fluid.
If he's holding on something,
Yeah.
and we're like, okay, what are we doing here? I don't.
Yeah.
What's he holding on? I'm trying to discern like out of the corner of my eye what's going on, because I have this. I'm like, does he have that too? So. Yeah, all clear is fine, but I'm saying like, as far as body language goes, it's like that. It's that
The
precise.
reason why I checked up is why
You had nothing going on.
he is more exposed to that than I am.
You're not gonna flag him.
Right? I'm not going to be able to address that any better than he could, right? So by me pointing at it, that's just confusing him, right? And it's showing him that I'm uncertain of like, okay, dude, is he going to take it? Like, does he see something that I don't see? Right? So if I don't have anything, I'm checked out. He's got it. And then I move into support.
But like before that, you never shoot and you weren't going back. So he can just look back and go, make eye contact. I don't
Nope, you don't have to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yep, what you're doing is if he needs your support, then we'll show you that maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day. Probably tomorrow, I think, yeah. So, what you're doing by like adding extra, you're just putting 2 guns on one thread, which is super inefficient. Okay, and it's also confusing. So just come back and stand there and just be within a position and kind of watching him, because he's going to be standing here. He's going to be sitting here just worrying about this thing, right? And I'm not doing this. I'm not looking at him or anything. I'm focused on that. So I'm going to go here, and then I'm done, and he's done.
I'm just supporting him.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
But if I need to, then I can give him some.
And we'll show you that tomorrow.
Okay.
There's an exchange that happens, and then it helps switch threats.
Here we go, the grand coup d'etat moment after we've been working at this every day. Threshold assessment, proper reading of the door, knowing your angles, working in, footwork, intentional squeezes and touches to know exactly to read the feedback off of your teammate. We're making an entry into a structure. Here we go. You're gonna see us enter in. You're gonna see me give a nice little love tap to Mr. Chicken Wing over there. Love him dearly, but we gotta do what we gotta do. So here we go.
There's a
Okay, so priorities are
people with guns, people, open spaces, open doors, closed doors.
Uncleared space.
Oh, unclear space, sorry.
Any messages for your family?
I don't like them. Doors open.
Chicken winging it.
All right, ready?
So this panel here, it's not about the pin board, right? That's what we're talking about. So,
All clear.
All right, guys, day one is a wrap with active crisis. I had a blast. I mean, actually learned a few really cool things. What was your favorite part, man?
And going through that shoot house and actually identifying where the wheels fall off, that was good for me.
Did you get yelled at?
No.
No?
No.
What? No way.
Not bad. Not bad.
Okay, that's good. That means you've been doing things right way.
We don't really yell anyways.
That's right.
It's not a good learning environment.
That's right. It's a learning environment. So obviously we have Neil McLean, one of the founders of Active Crisis. What do you think, man?
I think it went pretty well today. I mean, we knocked out a lot of the basics this morning with the shooting, and when we came over to the house, still knocked out a lot of the basics. Really looking forward to tomorrow when the wheels will probably start really falling off. We're going to push the limits a lot further, and hopefully by day 3, you guys will be moving through this house without having to talk with each other, just complete body language and just knowing how to do some actual clearance.
Dude, I am absolutely looking forward to this. Learned a few really cool things, as I said, and looking forward to actually applying all these fundamentals, basics tomorrow